Good evening. I'm Chanel, vehicle title expert and owner of Wisdom and Authority Title Solutions. Thank y'all so much for joining me this evening. Tonight, I will be talking about understanding vehicle sales tax. I will cover briefly what vehicle sales tax is. I will share examples of vehicle sales tax exemption and vehicle sales tax refunds in the event you qualify for this type of refund. So, very briefly, vehicle sales tax is a tax or fund that is set aside from vehicle purchases in the state in question. Vehicle sales tax is separate from the general sales tax in that state in question, and also the rate in question, a lot of times, is going to be different as well. So, some states do charge a tax on vehicle purchases, whereas some states do not. So, depending on your state, you want to be mindful of that. I do want to share that vehicle sales tax and personal property tax, as it pertains to vehicles, are different. Vehicle sales tax oftentimes is at the state level. Vehicle personal property tax is at the local level. So keep that in mind as well, pertaining to your vehicle purchases. Pertaining to sales tax, there are times in which you will be exempt from a vehicle sales tax in your state if you meet certain criteria or qualifications. Depending on your state, you want to speak with your DMV representative about that, because not everyone qualifies, but you may. So you just want to look at the list that they do have available. Some examples of vehicle sales tax exemption could be number one, state reciprocity. So if you are buying a vehicle, for example, from the state of Florida, where their current vehicle sales tax rate is 6%, and you are relocating to the state of Virginia, where our current sales tax rate for vehicles is 4.15%, you will be exempt if you pay the full amount to Florida. So you come to Virginia, there will be no sales tax owed on your vehicle being retitled in Virginia. So some states again do offer that reciprocity, but it's not for every state. So you want to be sure if you qualify for this exemption or not in the event you are relocating. Another example is if you are gifting a vehicle to your spouse, or your spouse is giving a vehicle to you, you will be exempt from vehicle sales tax under this example as well. Or if you have a child you are gifting a vehicle to, or the child is gifting a vehicle to you, you will be exempt as well. Another example would be if you are a nonprofit or 501c3 entity, you will be exempt from vehicle sales tax as well. Keep in mind, vehicle sales tax exemptions are state specific. Some states have different requirements. Some have forms or different documents that they would want you to complete along with your title paperwork to show that you, in fact, do qualify for the exemption at hand. Finally, if you overpaid for your vehicle purchase pertaining to sales tax, you might be able to get a refund. Keep in mind, this type of option available to you is very limited. You do have a time window that you will need to provide your documentation that will show an overpayment has taken place. So if you purchased a vehicle years ago and somehow you realize that you overpaid for vehicle sales tax, that window could be closed. So you want to ensure that you have the right documentation to show that you overpaid, and you want to submit it to the DMV as soon as possible. A lot of times, if you purchase a vehicle from a dealership, the dealership will over collect when it comes to vehicle sales tax, because they do not want to under collect, because that what basically means they will have to go back to the customer, and they do not want to do that. So dealerships will over collect, and then when a transaction is complete, they will give you a refund if a refund is due. So, in the event you have not received your refund, if you qualify for such, reach out to your dealership first. Look at your buyer's order. You can also see the amount the dealership collected on your behalf, and you can compare that also to your vehicle sales tax rate in your state and see if the figures add up. So reach out to the dealership regarding that refund, or reach out to DMV regarding the refund as well if you qualify, and be sure to have your form or forms for the refund in question. Every state do have a vehicle sales tax refund form if that state provides refunds for vehicle sales tax. If you have any questions or concerns pertaining to understanding vehicle sales tax, please drop me a line. Please share, click subscribe below. Check me out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Thank you so much for following me. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a good evening.